By some estimates, more than 6,000 languages are spoken around the world, but half of them could disappear by the end of the century. In fact, a worst-case scenario by the UN finds 95% of them could be extinct or seriously endangered by the year 2100. That includes languages from indigenous communities in the Amazon. Manuel Bojorquez traveled to Peru to see what's being done to save them.
You're listening to a song in Marinawa. It's a rare sound, a language isolated for centuries in a remote corner of the Amazon, spoken now by only 100 people, like Natalicia Gonchico. Which is why linguist Roberto Sariquié is recording and deciphering it in the hopes of saving it.
It's got to scare you that there are only 100 speakers of that language.
Yes, and knowing the traditional songs and knowing, the traditional way of life,
Right.
And everything, that will be even less than 100.
Sariquié and his team, which includes his wife, Mariana Poblete, operate out of this research station near Pucallpa, Peru, using technology to capture voice, eye movements, facial expressions, anything that can help record and preserve the 20 to 30 dialects spoken in this region.
It seems like the world's most complicated puzzle trying to put all of that
Well,
together.
languages are probably one of the most complex behaviors in the human world.
Sariquié says of the 48 languages recognized by Peru, 8 have anywhere from 9 to only 1 speaker left. For him, it's not just the spoken word. It's the culture, customs, and traditions behind them. All things he fell in love with as a child when his family traveled from Lima to the Amazon. We traveled to a community called Santa Clara to see how the Shipibo Conibo, one of the area's indigenous groups, are trying to reclaim what's been lost.
Mucho gusto, Manuel.
At this schoolhouse, we met children of all ages, eager to show what they've learned. Reciting a poem, performing a healing ceremony, and singing songs in their native tongue, before receiving natural medicines from an elder, eye drops, and then an herbal drink. Pablo Gonzalez is the school's director.
Con lo que es el rescate cultural.
Rescate cultural. It's a cultural rescue, un rescate.
When he was their age, he says, many parents only taught their children Spanish.
Porque piensan que aprendiendo el castellano
Because they thought speaking only Spanish would help them get ahead and compete with others, he said. Now, with Sariquié's help, they're learning to value both languages.
Entonces, esta escuela ha sido un sueño para usted. This was your dream to have this school.
Exactamente.
We are allies of the indigenous organizations, but in the end, we want to disappear. We want to make all this work being done and conducted by the indigenous communities themselves.
You want them to, at some point, be able to do this on their own completely.
That's the big dream, yes.
Yeah.
For now, the team is giving these centuries-old dialects some high-tech help, developing apps to teach young ones indigenous words. Natalicia holds on to her grandson as she sings, hoping one day he'll sing the songs of her childhood too.
What do we lose when one of these languages is lost?
Well, we lose a unique opportunity to understand the human nature, and we lose, a lot of knowledge and wisdom that might change our life, might enrich our point of view, might teach us important things about how to live in happiness.
For CBS Saturday Morning, Manuel Bojorquez, Pucallpa, Peru.
You also lose this tie to your culture and to your ancestral past, that it's amazing to try to keep that going.
And to the place in which is your home. You just don't know what connection the language has to cures in the Amazon or any one of a number of other, things that have been lost through time with these indigenous cultures.